Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So we're here in my 2017 Maserati Gran Turismo, and we're going to do kind of a shorter video today, and I figured I'd talk a little bit about owning a car like this in the Northeast in the winter. So we're going to take a little drive and kind of discuss the things that I do to make sure that the car is in good shape and doesn't deteriorate when it's sitting for a large number of days in the garage in the winter. So we're going to get going on the road here and do a little bit of driving and discuss this briefly with all of you. And I'll catch you when we're out on the road. Guys, so we're out here on the road, taking it easy. You know, I do have summer tires on this car, so number one, when you're out exercising the car in the winter when the weather's colder, summer tires are not going to grip very well at all, and it's hard to tell whether you really can warm them up enough. So when I'm out taking the car out, I make sure that number one, the tire pressure is where it needs to be, because the car until today had been sitting in the garage for about a month, not used. So the first thing I did was I went on over to the gas station, topped up the air pressure in each tire to make sure it was at the 32 on each corner as recommended in the owner's manual. And now I'm taking it for an easy ride up the road here. Number one, get the engine warmed up. Number two, try to get some warmth into the tires before we go a little bit faster. Now, another thing that people say is that if you're going to keep the car in the garage all winter, that you need to increase tire pressure by 5 pounds over recommended in each tire in order for it to be able to hold enough pressure in the tires for, 2, 3, 4 months of sitting in the garage idle. Also, you should have a battery conditioner, or what they call a battery tender, which will hook into the battery and then plug into your outlet in the garage in order to allow it to feed electricity into the battery slowly as it sits, to make sure that the battery has enough charge. So after a few months, you can just unplug the tender and the car starts right up. And as soon as I put this back in the garage, even when I'm using it a lot in the summer months, I go ahead and make sure I plug it back in again. Because with these exotic cars, there's so many systems that the battery powers. If you don't have it plugged in and you don't use the car for a week, the battery's going to be dead when you come out. So I highly recommend, if you're going to have a car like this, to get yourself a battery tender, battery conditioner, and plug the car in each time you're done, because you might not know the next time you're going to go out. People also say that you need to use stabilizers in the fuel when the car's going to sit for a while. And I believe the modern fuels, and most of these exotic cars are going to take super unleaded gas anyway. I believe the modern cars have, or the modern gas, I should say, has stabilizers in the fuel already. So I don't think you really need stabilizers in the fuel, additional stabilizers. I think it's fine without it. But I wouldn't recommend leaving the car in the garage for 4 months straight. In the winter months, I try to find a day each month where the weather's good enough and the roads are clear to take the car out for a drive. And you don't have to drive it very far. You know, you just want to make sure you get it warmed up. You want to make sure you get the oil flowing through the system, the brake fluid flowing through the system, and you use everything and keep it limbered up. So then you can go ahead and put it back in the garage and do the same thing the next month. And then when the weather gets good and all your buddies want to take cars out for a drive, well, then you're all set and ready to go. So that's what I do, and today is one of the days where I'm on my, what I call my Gran Turismo exercise route, where I just drive this around town and not pushing it because these tires are going to slip like crazy in this weather, and then put it back in the garage. Now, the tires on this car are Pirelli P0s, which I'm not a big fan of Pirellis. This is the second Maserati I've had that has Pirelli P0s on it. They don't last long. At best, you're going to get 10,000 miles at a set of these tires, and these tires are around $400, give or take, a piece. I need something more than that. So I think when these tires are ready to be replaced, I'm going to go ahead and replace them with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. That'll give me plenty of grip, but also it's going to give me more life to the tire. I can probably get 25 to 30,000 miles on a set of those tires rather than 8 to 10,000 on a set of these Pirelli P0s. So I think that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing when these tires need to be replaced. My apologies if the camera is a little bit shaky. This car has a pretty firm ride, and it seems like no matter where I put the camera, it gets a little vibration going in it, and it's a little shaky. So I'm hoping, since I'm holding it with my hands as well, that I've taken some of the shake out of it. But again, my apologies if this is a little bit shaky on screen. This car's ride, especially in sport mode, which is where we're riding now, is very, very firm. So guys, that's pretty much my thoughts on what I do to go ahead and use the car in the winter, what I do to try to protect the tires in the winter. You don't want, obviously, them to get flat spots if it sits too long. A month in the garage, this car isn't going to get flat spots on the tire. Anyway, we're going to head down the road a little ways, head back to the house, and we'll kind of run some final thoughts on the video today once we get back. All right, guys, so we're back at home base, and that's pretty much it for the video today. I appreciate everybody watching. In the comments, so what you would like to see in the future. You know, would you like to see more content with the Gran Turismo? Would you like to see more content with the Levante? with my Kia Telluride, with my wife's little Seltos. Just kind of give me an idea of what might work. I'm working on trying to get access to other cars to bring to you on the channel. Not so easy when you're just starting out, but I'm doing my best, and I'll keep you guys posted on any big updates. Thanks again for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.